Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. Let's continue up the Tower of Champions. We'll look at floor 37 next. And this is a wood element floor, so we'll bring a lot of wood fire characters. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on every level of this mission. So we'll try to speak quickly and get it all out there. First of all, there are the line of Gaias down there. And we want to take them down before their 6-turn attack, since they will shoot out a poison, which will do 100,000 damage per person. I think that's the most damaging poison in the game. So we definitely want to take them out. And then the gimmicks here are damage walls and warps, but having null damage wall is going to be more important than null warp, so if you have to choose one, go for a null damage wall. And next, a lot of the monsters, a lot of the enemies that we fight, they will go into counterattack mode. And then each different character has a different effect. This homing absorber guy, if we hit him when he is in the counterattack mode, he will give everybody defense up. So we definitely want to try to not hit him when possible. This very first turn, however, nobody has counterattack mode, so this can be a good time to get rid of the homing absorbers first. So yeah, I'll do a little bit of damage to the homing absorber there. And yeah, all homing absorbers on every stage will have the same effect when we hit them in counterattack mode. The spritzers, however, they will give everybody defense down. So we definitely want to use them to help us do more damage to everyone. And then the Gaias, they never go into counterattack mode, so we can kind of attack them without worrying about what the effect is going to be. And then what happens if we hit a couple or two or more guys with the counterattack mode is that the newest counterattack will negate the previous one. So here we have two guys with defense up, two guys with defense down. If we hit them all, but then the last guy we hit is a spritzer, then everybody on the stage will end up with defense down. And then when a guy is hit and he does the counterattack mode, it'll only activate once per turn. So we can hit a guy twice, and then the effect will only happen the first time. Okay. So yeah, I don't know how anybody expects to get through these stages without knowing all of this beforehand. Alright, to talk about my team, I'm using 2 of a Himiko Evolution, and she's generally agreed to be one of the top picks for this floor. And part of the reason for that is because she has Fire Slayer, or Wood Slayer rather, and yeah, she does a lot of damage with her physical attacks, and then her bump combo is very strong as well. There are some guys with laser barriers, but we can work around that. And then one of my Himikos, she has a knockout Ableberry, and then the other one has a sidekick, both of which are very helpful on this stage. Next I'm using Ryoma Evolution, and he's kind of a, well, he's not generally recommended for this mission, although I don't see why not. He's got the Pierce and the Null Damage Wall, so he works with the gimmicks. He also has a very high attack, so he can do good damage on everybody. And then he has a Command Strike Shot, and then we'll see why that is important on the last stage. And then finally I'm using Son Goku Ascension, and he's a Bounce Null Damage Wall, and then he's got a Speed Up and then a Blast Bump combo. So he's a great support character for everyone else. He also has the wood resistance, so he takes less damage all over. And then he also has a Command Strike Shot, which we'll see used on the last stage. Okay, so I see that the Big Spritzer has defense down, or did have defense down. So we can go after him and then do that damage. I hit Himiko, and then the X-Laser went into the homing guy, so that's why the Spritzer ended up with the defense up. but the defense up isn't so high that we still can't take down guys. It just makes it more difficult. And then for this stage, I recommend more than a lot of others to stall when you can, especially to get your hearts built up to gold. My HP total is very high, and then I do have the resistance in the Son Goku, but still, HP management is going to be important. Okay, so here we have two new characters. We have Doman in the upper left. He also does the defense down, like the Spritzer. And then we have the boss of Kushinada. And then, depending on which level, the Kushinada will do different counterattack effects. With this mini-boss, it'll be a healing wall. Alright, so I'm going to keep an eye on that Gaia in the upper right. And then I would like to do defense down somehow. I'm thinking... Alright, so we ended up just doing some damage to the boss there. And then here we'll try a slight angle to the right, see if we can get the Gaia down. Not quite. So we have 2 turns left until his big poison attack, and then he has defense up at the moment. So we're in a bit of a pinch. Okay, nice critical hits there. Alright, let's see what we do here. Maybe a tricky angled attack. Okay, speed up, and okay. Phew. Actually, that might have worked out, because we would take the poison, and then all the other enemies were taken down. We'd just take down the Gaia the next turn, and then take the poison damage at the end of the turn, and then advance to the next stage. But that would have meant less hit points to start out at the beginning of this stage, so luckily that worked out. Okay, first boss stage. Same idea here, we want to get rid of the Gaias. And then Kushinada, the boss, she has a new counterattack, which will be a cross laser, just like her impossible mission. And then what I like to do is get rid of the Gaia and then all of the homing absorbers first, and then use the Domans to lower everyone's defense, and then finally go after the boss. And yeah, when you are hitting defense up and defense down guys, of course we want to hit the defense up guys first. So I'll do a right to left attack here. We'll hit the defense down guy second, so that Kushinada ends up with the defense down. Alrighty, she's got the counterattack up again, so I can expect to take a lot of damage, but we'll pick up the heart and then take the boss down. Alright, no need to stall here. Everybody's got their strike shots, and then my HP's looking good, so... Okay, so here is the second boss stage. And then here we have another new enemy. This is the Kushinada, the pre-evolution version. And then when she has the counterattack mode, if we hit her, she'll do a defense down. So that's a nice help for us. And it's very tempting to use the strike shots on these earlier boss levels, but I'm going to try to hold off because the final level of the boss has so many hit points that we need all the help we can get there. And then I've tried to use other characters like Atos Ascension and some other guys. But they just didn't do enough damage, I thought. Shizuka, she's another one. They just didn't do enough damage, so I ended up going for a command strike shot heavy team, and that worked for me. Alright, so there goes the boss, and then yeah, we can focus on taking down the pre-evolution version next. And then if we needed to, we could stall for hearts or charge up strike shots or whatever. Yeah, none of these guys do a lot of damage, so we can take our time once the boss and the mini-boss are gone. Yeah, and then more and more as the game progresses, we're going to see more missions that deal with the enemy's counterattack. And so strike shots that, or not strike shots, bump combos that maybe don't do a lot of damage but cover a lot of the field are suddenly going to become very useful. Alright, I think we're just stalling here. And then if you were to play a two-player, and then you just stall and then let the counter run down, you skip the turn, but certain things like growing the size of items will not work. So yeah, one of the advantages of playing with two or more people is being able to stall, but you won't be able to grow the items. So what I'm doing here is I'm trying to find angles that you know, will not pass the stage and will not grab the items in order to you know, take turns and then grow the items bigger. Alright, so that heart became golden, and we'll move on with advancing to the next stage. Alrighty. Okay, third boss stage. This is a long sequence. And then we have yet another new guy, and this is Kushinada Zero. And then her counterattack is the defense up. So we don't want to hit her if possible, or if we do hit her, we want to hit her first, and then hit another guy to get the defense down. So we went ahead and used Himiko's strike shot, and then took down everybody, except for the boss. And there we go. Took a little bit of damage from the counterattack cross laser, but we'll live. Okay, and then here we are on the last stage. And then, yeah, the homing absorber and then the Domon, they have the different counterattack effects. And then Kushinada, she has, her pre-evolution Kushinada has the defense down. Kushinada Zero has the defense up. So, as much as possible, we want, of course, Kushinada's defense to be down. And then this boss has a ton of hit points. I wouldn't say it's too difficult to get to this stage. The real challenge is beating this stage, though, since she has so much hit points. Alright, so here we're going to go ahead and use Ryoma's strike shot, and then hope that Kushinada ends up with defense down so we can do more damage to her. And yes, she did, so that's good. And then we took everybody down except for Kushinada Zero. And then later, the boss will revive Kushinada and Kushinada Zero, the pre-evolution versions. So that'll give us another chance to get the defense down. And it'll also give us more targets for Himiko's strike shot. So we'll wait until there are 3 or more targets to use Himiko's strike shot. Yikes, we took big damage from the counterattack of that cross laser. But we got to keep up the attack, keep doing damage to the boss. Alright, as much as possible, I'm trying to leave Kushinada Zero alone so that the defense up doesn't come out. Unfortunately, we got her with the bump combo, so. Okay, even though she's got defense up, we'll keep doing damage. Every little bit counts. Okay, and there is the revival. And then we can see that Kushinada is starting to shake, so she's going to do her ultimate attack pretty soon. Okay, and there is the chain meteor again. Kusanada had the defense up, so we didn't do a whole lot of damage, but still, every little bit counts. And then finally, we will use a Son Goku strike shot, and that'll do it. Alrighty, that was pretty tough. That took me much longer than any of these other floors above 30, so yep, very glad to get through it, and hopefully that was helpful. Thanks for watching. Take care.